Welcome back to another video, guys. My name is Ben from Flow Brackets, and today we've got in this beautiful BMW iX, and this car is a pre-facelift, or what you guys call it, a pre-LCI. And today we're going to be showing you how to remove this ugly and oversized OEM plinth with our miniature plinth design so that you can run number plates, any number plate, as clean as you want. Let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the number plate so that we can get access to all of the screws holding on the OEM plinth. This customer here will be upgrading to one of our signature brackets, and if you guys can avoid using the OEM bracket, I would definitely recommend it, only because this bracket that's supplied from VicRoads is actually subject to rusting. It's not a very good bracket either because it's very easy for someone to steal it. So the way that it's installed, you clip it into the top and then you clip it into the bottom and you tighten the grub screws, but that's only a friction fit. So that means that if you put a screwdriver down the side, you can always pry it off. It doesn't have any security fittings. And I'll explain why our bracket will be a little bit better than this a little bit later. Alrighty, so now that we've got the number plate off, you can have access to the 4 screws holding on the OEM plinth. It's pretty straightforward. Undo the 4 screws holding it on and it will just literally fall off. So now that we've removed the 4 screws holding on the OEM plinth, we can remove this ugly and oversized OEM plinth, and you can see you'll be left with this 4-hole bolt pattern, and we'll be showing you how to cover up these 2 holes as well as install our plinth. But before we move on to that step, I'd like to just point out that the way that this was installed from factory, or from the dealership I should say, is it's a self-locating part. And there is a bit of play here. They pilot drill a hole into here and here, and sometimes that's not 100% in the middle. That's just human error and just part of life. So when it comes to installing our part, again, it is a self-locating part. So you're going to find these 2 round knobs on the back, and it'll only go on one way, and it fits like a glove, and it's pretty tight. More often than not, if the dealership or the person at the dealership has installed this 100% accurately and drilled a hole directly in the center, our screw that we provide with the OEM plinth delete kit will go straight into that. There are some occasions where they've drilled slightly off center, which would mean that you'll have to just grab a small little pilot drill bit and drill another hole that aligns with ours and then send in your screw. So to install this, again, it's a self-locating part, so the knobs will align with the holes in the grill. Just grab our screw that's provided in the kit and screw it on. Now you must be wondering, what do I do with the leftover holes that are in the grill? Don't worry, we have you covered. We supply you these little plugs that clip into the grill, and I think it's quite discreet. So we give you 2, but they are directional. So that means there is one for the right and there is one for the left. So if you're looking at the vehicle front on, the one that says L on the back of it is for the left-hand side of the car when you're looking at it. And the one that says R is for the right-hand side of the vehicle when you're looking directly at it. There's also an arrow that points upwards as well to tell you that that is up. And all you need to do is just clip it in, right and left, and that's how you plug up the holes. So now that we've removed the ugly and oversized OEM plinth and replaced it with our miniature version, now you have a modular mounting block to mount any number plate bracket to. So let me explain a little bit more about that. This is a 2-part mounting solution, which means that you can't buy the miniature plinth by itself or separately. You have to buy it with a number plate bracket. And the number plate bracket that you need to buy is number plate specific, which means that you need to match it up with the number plate that you have. So for example, if you had Victorian Heritage plates, you get a Heritage bracket. If you had Euro plates, then you get a Euro bracket. If you had a standard size number plate, you get a standard bracket. If you had a slimline plate, you get a slimline bracket. South Australian slims, you get a South Australian slim bracket. If you had JDM plates, you get a JDM bracket. If you had traditional black plates in New South Wales, you get that bracket to suit. If you had signature plates, then you'd grab a signature bracket. And if you had a 3 to 4 character number plate, then you would get a 3 to 4 character number plate and mount it on. So we sell a number plate bracket that fits almost every number plate in Australia. All you need to do is match up the number plate bracket and bolt it on to the brass fittings that are in the plinth at any height that you desire. With that out of the way, let's install this customer's plate, which is a Victorian signature plate. Now, before we get our customer's plate on, I'd just like to bring out one more thing. This miniature plinth is made as small as we can make it, only because the OEM hole that's in the grill is here, and that's why we have to make it this size. Now, unfortunately, that size or this length is longer than some of the very small footprint number plates, like 3 to 4 character slimlines, slimline signature plates in Victoria as well, and maybe the 3, 2 and single digit heritage plates in Victoria. That is a compromise that you're going to have to accept only because of the footprint of the OEM holes. But we still think that it's going to be much better than this. So with that out of the way, let's get our customer's plate on. This customer is going to be putting on his signature plates onto his car. So we're going to grab one of our signature brackets. This is a S1 size, where this bracket is smaller than the number plate. And as I was saying earlier before, try not to use the Vic Road supplied bracket because it's subject to rusting. All of our brackets are milled out of aluminium, and they all come with black stainless hardware, which means that it will never rust. Our signature bracket also has a clipping in system where it actually clips into the back of this frame. So once you clip it in, it'll snap fit in like that, and you tighten these grub screws. Now, these grub screws here not only stop it from moving from left to right, it also expands a snap fit inside the channel at the back here so that you can't pry it off. And that's the security system behind our signature brackets. Now, to install the brackets, very easy. Just pick the height you require. There's heaps of slots to choose from and different brass positions to choose from as well. So I think I like it a little bit higher. So I think here's a pretty good spot. Now we're just gonna clip our signature framed plate onto it and just push at the snap fits and it'll clip in. Now that we've done the front, let me show you how to do the rear. Let me let you in on a little secret. So every BMW iX actually comes from the factory completely virgin, and that means that there is no holes on this tailgate. Now this tailgate is actually made out of plastic, but it does have 2 dimples. One dimple here and one dimple here, and that's where most people are meant to pilot drill a hole to install a number plate or number plate bracket. Now this measurement here is 232 millimeters apart, which is a standard BMW fitting across the entire BMW range, and you'll find that distance on almost every BMW. So again, being a virgin platform and no holes, these 2 holes were randomly put into the car to install a number plate in its lifetime. And I'm going to guess that it would have been these holes here, the inner one. So I think that this customer got lucky, so that if we ever were to remove the number plate we're installing, he could always get a standard issue number plate with those holes in it and put it back in. So today we won't be drilling out the dimples. We'll be reusing this hole here and here, but we're going to go one step further. Instead of just putting a self-tapping screw into those holes, I'm going to expand this and also put in a stainless steel anchor so that it can take an M6 bolt, so you can go in and out as many times as you want and not damage the plastic. So we're going to grab our step drill bit and drill this hole out to 9 millimeters. Just make sure that you don't go larger than 9 millimeters, otherwise the hole will be too big and your nutcert will fall through. Now that we've expanded our hole to 9 mil, we can grab our nutcert tool or riv nut tool. You can get this from any local hardware store, either Bunnings or Sydney Tools or Total Tools. And then we're going to insert our nutcert into this hole and crimp it. Again, this is not a necessity, but when you bring your car to us at Flow Brackets, we always go that extra mile for our clients. It's just a stronger fitting and it'll last forever. Now that we've inserted our stainless nutcert fitting, it can accept a M6 bolt, and you can go in and out as many times as you want And the best thing about this install is that you can always fit a normal number plate back to it. You can apply the same theory to the marked out dimples in the tailgate as well. I think that'll be super strong. So now let's get our bracket onto this car. I'm going to align it with that one, and then we can adjust it from left to right. Just before we bolt it onto our nuts, just remember to use our spacers that are provided in almost every bracket kit. And this spacer here is just going to step it off the car so that nothing is hard up against the paint and you won't damage anything, and you'll also get that beautiful floating look. Last thing to do is put our number plate on, clip it onto the top mount, and then push it onto the snap fits. And that's the cleanest way to mount signature plates onto a BMW iX pre-LCI, which is, I think, between 2021 to 2025. Just remember, guys, it is a two-part mounting solution, and that means that you can't buy the miniature plinth delete kit on its own. You need to pair it and check out with a matching number plate bracket that matches the style and size of your number plate. I hope you found this video useful, and thanks for watching.